So the result of the simulation, right, starting from 1900s, so they got to use historical data, right? And remember, this was done in 1972. So starting from here, so the projection really starts from this point on. Okay, and first let's look at population. Right? So population is going to continue to increase, right? And industrial output also continue to increase. Okay, so things are looking good, and this is kind of what we see here, right? But at the same time, right, resource are being depleted. Like so, resources on a downward trend because we have a fixed amount of resource. Okay, now as the resource is being depleted, now industrial output, right, reaches a peak around, my gosh, 2020. Right? And food production also reached a peak around 2020. Okay? Now, as these start to come down, right, then what you're going to see is the population peak, right, soon after that. And so after that, the population will decrease, right? And this is the Malthusian crash, right? It's predicted, right? Okay, and so overall, what the model shows, right, is that resource shortage and rising pollution. Okay, and here's the pollution part, by the way, right, will reduce or will limit growth within 100 years. Remember, model is 1972, so 100 years, that's 2072. Okay, now in the year 2000, right, the model was updated with new data. Okay, so the parameters or the equation of the model has not changed, right? Because the goal here with the updated graph is to see how good was the prediction. So the exercise here is very simple. You take the new data from 1972 to 2000, right? So that's the data that the previous scientists did not have, and you simply overlap it, right? Or you graph it, and you see how was the prediction, right? And the more overlap it is, then it means the more accurate the prediction is. Okay, and we see, right? Well, if you guys did this in class, I will give this an A. I give this modeling exercise an A because this is pretty darn accurate. Okay, all right. So deserve a red flag, right? Deserve a red flag warning, right? So maybe, right, we haven't really completely avoided the Malthusian crash. Okay, so to wrap it up, the MIT Sustainable World Criteria, they make some suggestions, and going back to limiting family size. So population is still an issue, right? Limiting family size to 2 children. Population needs to stabilize at 8 billion. Investment in renewable and limits on material production.